What's up everybody, this is Chris and today we're going to be talking about how to build your very own VHS or tape cinema rig. Is it really a cinema rig? No. Is a lot of this unnecessary? Yes, but it's cool to call it a rig, to make yourself feel a little cooler. But it's just a really cool setup, just like this. And the cool thing is, you don't even have to use tape. This actually shoots directly to a micro SD card, which is helpful, makes editing a lot faster. A little background on me, I've been doing VHS videography for about 2 years now. I've been very honored to have some really cool customers. Heidi Gardner from SNL, the Crossroads Hotel New Year's party, car shows, art exhibits, pretty much everything in between. If they like this retro aesthetic, Halo LAN parties, I just shot that. They'll be editing. Maybe I could show you guys on how I'd edit something like that. So we're gonna waste no time. We're gonna dive straight into what I consider the most important part of the setup, because it's the most important part of the setup, which is not that crazy, but it's actually gonna be the actual transmitter itself. So I will put the actual link for it up here as well. I'm not just gonna leave you guys hanging. I forgot the complete brand name. I'm really bad with names, so I'm not gonna be helpful verbally, but I'll type it out. So if you guys need to use it, you can look up here. I'll leave all the links of everything in the description as well, so you guys can set this up 100% by yourself. And this is also gonna give you guys a weird angle of some stuff in my room, but you guys can deal with it. But as you guys can see right here, right there is the actual transmitter. And that works directly through these AV cables, the white, red, and yellow, or any of your AV cables that you normally use. It also has an SV port as well. Goes to the actual camera over here, mine are here. Yours could be anywhere on the camera. They always switch up depending on which model you're using. But that's a live feed as well. So as you guys can see, I'm zooming in. My girlfriend made a hamster, because of course she did. But over here, you guys can see that as well. If I can center that up right there, there we go. And that is a live feed of everything, which is really awesome, super helpful. And all you have to do to record is press this button right here. So while it's on your shoulder, it's a little weird, but you just gotta press this button. Right here will be your time code, or not your time code, the time stamp, I guess, to let you know how long you're after recording. You press stop, and if you need to check everything, you just go through your modes, and then you can actually watch your footage right here off your camera as well, which is super cool. I might do a different one. I just wanted to show that. Yeah, and then the cool thing is on this, it also has a HDMI output section. So you can actually get your monitor, an external monitor. It uses full-size HDMI, which is pretty weird to see, honestly, on this. But I guess it'd be so you could like put it in your TV or something like that. But you can put an HDMI to connect to an external monitor. As soon as it connects, it turns this one off, and then all of your footage will be through here, which is super awesome though. It's a straight direct feed, so all the buttons on the back work. You can actually see if you're recording or not. Not sure if that's gonna, like that, there we go. And that's a live feed, and then when you do press record, it even shows it up there on the top with that little timestamp in the top left that you're recording. It's super unnecessary, the external monitor part, but it is super helpful. And another thing I did, since I am very much a baller on a budget, I definitely have a ton of money. Definitely, that's why I'm living in a tiny little room and my family's basement, because I'm just that much of a baller. But I did go get a on battery pack, and then I use these double-sided, what do you call this? The command strips, there you go. And I just double-sided command strip this to the back of my battery pack that goes on the back of this camera. I have a USB-C wire going straight to my actual monitor to keep it charged, because that does die pretty fast. So the way that I put all of this on was actually pretty easy. So I use a lot of these right here, which are these like wire holders that you're supposed to use for like wire control. They're super easy, they're super cheap, they're easy to get, pretty much just a really cool thing to get. And I highly recommend using these. So I use these to bunch these cords together. These are just gonna be the AV cables, just straight to AV to AV. On the back over here, as you guys can see, I have that portable charger with the USB-C that plugs into here. I bunched them all together. I then used these, as I mentioned earlier, these command strips. And I used one side on this side, both of them. I ran into a problem where this would actually move, as you guys can see right here. So what I do is I stick it onto the back, and then I used a long version of these, right? Because these usually come in a strand like this, and I use that to wrap around just to make sure it doesn't fall off. It's not super complex at all, but it is the easiest way, in my personal opinion, to shoot like this. And then when it comes to my monitor, these usually don't have any, surprisingly, don't have cages or nothing like that. So I actually used this small rig, the small joint like this, and then I attached it to a hot shoe connector like this, and then I put the hot shoe connector on the bottom of this 1/4 inch thread so I can have the adjustments. You could also plug the monitor directly into a hot shoe mount like this, but I like being able to adjust it. Then you just slide it onto the camera, tighten it like so, and then you can use it. It's super easy, super helpful. This is my rig. This is how I go around. This is how I shoot my videos. It looks super professional. People really like the way it looks. You can still use the original you know, optics inside of it to look through everything. It's just a super cool looking way to do everything. Now I guess I want to do is show you guys how that footage actually looks, which is pretty cool. Just to sync these. So there you go. So this is what it actually looks like on that VHS directly to micro SD card. If you do want like the cool little like bars and distortion that goes through it, you can do that as well. It's just one of those things where you got to be recording on actual tape to do that. So you can record on tape, then do this process if you wanted. I don't really care for it. Anybody on my social media hasn't cared for it, nor has any of my customers, so I don't care for it at all. But pretty cool. And then you can get this really cool vintage, even though it's from like 2003, so it's not, I wouldn't call it vintage, but older Y2K look, and get footage just like this off of a micro SD card without ever having to touch tape. All you need is the camera, the transmitter, AV cables, and that's really all you need. Of course, I have the battery, all that stuff on it too as well to make it look cool. But I think it's pretty tight. I think this is a really cool look. Customers love it. You can do a lot of really cool aesthetically pleasing stuff on your social media as well with this. You want to do retro videos of fashion. I used to do a whole bunch of lowrider car shows in this. Parties, you know, whatever. Honestly, whatever you guys want. It's one of those things that has a crazy range. This type of style as well is something that's super in right now. And it's a wave you guys can jump on for clients, for personal use, art. I've used it for art. I had videos in Mexico City, across Kansas City Metro, you know, all that type of stuff. So it's one of those things where I think it's a super, super awesome option to create a cool, maybe you just want a cool effect. Maybe you just, whatever you want. This is a really cool and simple setup. It's not necessarily the cheapest. There's cheaper options. Like I said, I'll have all the links. You can use the setup I used, or you could also, you know, use the cheaper options that pretty much do the same thing. But yeah, so this one is on my Sony. I forgot the exact model. It's like DHC something rather. I'm not one of those dudes that remembers all my camera names. It's not like new ones like the FX3, FX30, you know, A7 III, A7R III. These old ones had full-on first and last names. They're long, and I don't feel like memorizing that entire thing. But this one is a really nice, more of a production level one. It's really cool. This is my main one I would use since it looks the coolest when I'm out shooting. Honestly, if they use tape, they're all gonna basically kind of look the same, especially if you guys look up here. I'm not sure where that's gonna be, but that General Electric one's from 1989. That one does look different because it records on actual VHS. But once you get to early 2000s, I have a Panasonic up there that's like a really entry level one, and this is like a production level one, and they don't look that different, honestly. As long as they have that CCD processor or sensor on it, you're gonna have pretty good footage. This one's extremely unnecessary, I'm not gonna lie, but it does look really, really cool, and I think that's worth it to me because if you know, it just looks good and customers want to give you that money if it looks good for some reason. Not for some reason, I get it. The reason I'm making this video as well is I saw a lot of videos on how to do it, They were rather, I'm not wearing my hat. So anybody wondering why I'm making this video, it's to help you guys. I think there's a lot of people that try to gatekeep these, which is no reason. The only thing I'm gonna do is save you a Google search. Might as well get the views on my YouTube video instead of someone else's, right? But the really nice thing is that I watched a lot of videos and they were rather overcomplicated. They were doing like a ton of modifications that someone like me who's not comfortable doing that doesn't want to do. Or they were just like shot on a potato from like 2010, you know what I mean? Shot like on an Android and it looks like crap. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make a nice video. I'm not shooting 4K because I don't feel like it. That's about it, honestly. So I hope you guys enjoyed my first YouTube video that I've made that was kind of like this, at least. I've made other ones, but we're not going to talk about those. About how to make yourself a little rig just like this. Like I said, I'll make sure to have all the links and everything else set up as well. If you guys want other videos about VHS, how to edit it in a cool way, or if you guys want to see my camera collection, I have about, right now I have about about 5 or 6 other VHS cameras, but I have a total of about 15. So if you guys want to see a camera tour of all my other retro stuff, because I do focus on retro videography and photography. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. Other camera stuff definitely coming soon. This is just a cool little setup. I really enjoy it. I didn't tighten my monitor all the way down, that's fine. But I enjoy making stuff like this. I want to be able to show my love and passion for this to you guys. So please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them down. If you guys want to leave me any suggestions for any other videos, you guys can go follow me at Brown Boy Media, Erazo Imagery, or my personal account, Christopher__Erazo, and that's ERAZO. But yeah, look forward to showing you guys some more stuff. This is hopefully the first of many videos. And if you guys want some more samples, some more stuff like that, shooting behind the scenes, just let me know. But until then, for every 30, 40 people that are actually gonna see this, because it's my first YouTube video, until then, I'll catch you guys later. Stay recording, stay having fun, and don't lose the passion for videography and photography. Thank you guys. And if this video looks really bad, I apologize. It's my first YouTube video I've made in like forever, actually ever almost. I guess I made one, but it was trashy. So yeah, appreciate it guys, thank you.